reports on changes in rent prices at a client's object are created by opening the selection page for the client's object for which this report will be formed through the left-hand menu section Prices. By clicking the small blue button in the Actions column of the row of the corresponding client's object, the report page in rent prices at the client's objects will open. In the page header, we see for which client and which this client object the report on changes in rent prices has been formed. By clicking the Changes button on this page, we can open the scaffolding changes at this object page in a separate browser tab, so the information provided on these pages can be compared. If we use at least 2 monitors when working, we can leave these pages open as separate browser windows on different monitors and see both pages at the same time. On the report page for changes in rent prices at a client's object, the first table, the header, background of which is gray, contains the initial and latest data on the quantity and rent price of scaffolding components. The source of the initial data is the Transfer Act and the contract annex from which this Transfer Act is formed. Changes in the quantity and rent price of scaffolding components occur due to returns and sales of scaffolding components. The data of each return and sale and the changes resulting from them are presented in the second table, the header background of which is blue. If there were 2 or more transfer acts for this object, then a table with a gray header background would be formed for each transfer act, and under this table a table with a blue header background with the data of corresponding return or sale acts, but only those that had an effect on this transfer act. It may be the case that there will be 2 transfer acts and 1 return. Then the data of that return will be distributed in 2 tables with a blue header background and which will be located under the tables of the corresponding transfer act, the header background of which will be gray. Tables with a blue header background have a column Actions. By clicking on the small blue button in the column of the relevant row, on which the text details is visible when we hover the mouse, the detailed report page of the rent price change associated with the return or sale act in that row opens. After the reviewing this information on the program page, if there is a request from the client to provide it, it is possible to create an Excel format file with the data of this report. We click the Form a Document button, and after downloading the report file to the local computer, we click on the Return to the Prices Changes in Object Page button. If necessary, we also review the pages of the detailed report of the rent price change of other rows of the table, the header background of which is blue, and we create Excel format files with the relevant report.